Welcome to Advertising Champions, your go-to resource for insights into the dynamic world of advertising. I'm your host, Tony Stanol, and with us today is Esther Mireya Tejeda of EM Strategic Partners. Welcome, Esther.
Hi, Tony. Thank you for having me today.
Now, you want to talk about all things CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. Let's get into it. You've served in that capacity yourself, and what are some of the observations or trends that you're seeing in the marketplace?
Well, Tony, I've been a CMO a handful of times, to your point. The role of the CMO is dramatically changing. The expectations of the CMO in relation to the business, the rest of the C-suite, the board, and shareholders is really different today than it was even 5 years ago and certainly 10 years ago. And I think as marketing practitioners and business strategists, we have to be very, very smart and focused on making sure our leaders are transforming their skill sets and capabilities to match the expectations and the needs of businesses today, which is really about three things: digital transformation, data-driven decision-making, and tying marketing to the commercial strategy as a commercial partner to the business. In other words, being connected to revenue generation.
Now, 10 years ago, that wasn't the case, right? It was, be the advocate for the advertising or the consumer and, all things marketing. But it's much more ROI driven these days, I'm hearing.
That's right. And so if you look at CMO job descriptions, you might see quite a variety because there's really no alignment right now on what it means to be a CMO. It really changes by CEO, by business, by industry, by sector. So there's an opportunity for us as folks in the marketing business to take this bull by the horn and create some parameters and actually define the new CMO for ourselves instead of having industries and other business teams define what the marketing function is supposed to do. So that's the first thing. But you're absolutely right. What has happened is that we are thinking about marketing in terms of ROI. We're actually calling marketing an investment, which implies that it must have a return. It used to be that marketing was where you would go spend money. It was a cost center. And you believed in some kind of semi-unrelated way that it was driving business forward, that it was driving growth, and that is the function of marketing still today. What is different, though, is we have CEOs and we have CFOs asking, tell me exactly how my investment in marketing is turning results on my bottom line. And so marketing has to connect all of the work that it does on customer experience, customer insights, customer data with how is this actually driving revenue generation for this business in a way that is very one-to-one, very transparent, and very clear, and is spoken in the language of the of the CFO. Sorry about that. So less about engagement and brand equity and all of those things that we know is important and will continue to be important. But we need to now also add, right, transaction volume, sales volume, lift in terms of revenue generation, lead generation, and all of those things. It has to work in concert. And that is the major shift that we have to really accomplish as an industry and as working CMOs that are in this business.
Great. Now, in the last few seconds we have on this interview, what advice would you have for today's CMO in approaching a new job or approaching the market to become a CMO?
Sure. I think if you are a CMO or aspiring to be a CMO, you have to be first and foremost a business strategist. You are sitting at the seat, you have a seat at the table with the rest of the C-suite to steward a business forward. So the very first thing that you're responsible for is for the success and growth and future-proofing of this business. It just so happens that your skill set is in marketing, and so you can bring your strategies to life in that way, as opposed to finance or procurement or legal. But you have to really reimagine the rank order of priority. First and foremost, you're a business strategist. that happens to operate in the field of marketing, as opposed to you are a marketer that happens to operate in the field of business. That's my advice.
Very, very interesting. And thank you for that perspective. And it's an evolving world. That's for sure.
Yes.
Thanks for being with us, Esther.
Thank you, Tony.
And thank you for joining us on this episode of Advertising Champions. You can find more podcasts like this at dailynewsnetwork.com. And we'll see you next time.
We've been around for 16 years, working with clients, with thousands of clients. We're working with agencies to be able to scale them and grow them and provide them services that would cost them way more than it would for them to do it themselves. Anything oriented around lead generation, video creation, web design, we're full service, so we can really serve most people.